welcome to our Women's Premiership final review. After 5 months of intense competition in our 30th year of the Women's Premiership, it all boils down to this: our top two teams facing off at Myreside in the final. So firstly, to our hosts, Watsonians. They've had an incredible run in the Premiership this season, going unbeaten. We caught up with the team at their training at Oriam ahead of the big final. We're here at Oriam tonight. You guys are putting in a bit of a shift here in the gym. How has it been being able to make use of facilities like this, and how has it helped you guys on your journey through the season?
I mean, the facilities here are second to none, really. You know, it's a great work environment, and it's great that we can all get together and use the gym together as a team, working hard, and then being able to use the indoor facilities when the weather has been so awful recently. It's been great that we can actually get a really good team run out there, and just try and finalise small details that maybe wouldn't be possible in the wind and the rain and that. So it's been really good.
We met 6 months ago when the team were lifting the Sarah Beanie Cup at Scottish Gas Murrayfield, and now you're back here at a Women's Premiership final. Can you give me a little bit of a summary on how the last 6 months have been for the team?
Yeah, well, we've built on that cup run last year, because I think we underperformed. The girls would be the first to say we had underperformed in the league that year. Just lots of changes. I just come in and was trying to sort of imprint a new or a slightly different game plan. A lot of people had stopped the year before, so we're very short in numbers. So we got to the league semi-final, and that was probably just about as far as we deserved to go, to be honest. But the girls had a good chat, and we know all about the cup run. And then we brought in more players. So last season we rarely managed to get more than 18 or 19 out on a match day. This year we're generally selecting from sort of 24 to 26 players, which is great. So that's helped, and some really good players that we've brought in. We brought Gordon Lyon in as well, Claire Bain back with me again this year. So two fantastic coaches, and the best thing I can do is generally just step back out the way and let them get on with it. And I should probably do that more, to be honest. So they've really brought something this year as well. So you might look at the way the season's gone and at the league table and think that we're miles ahead of everybody else. But actually I think in reality we're that far ahead, and on any given day we could get beaten by any of the other top four teams, there's no doubt about it. And I think that the match on Saturday past against Cougars probably wasn't a bad thing. I'd like to have won it, because that would have meant we'd gone 14 from 14. As it was, we got a draw, but I think that's not a bad thing. We probably realised that actually we're not really very far ahead, and we're going to need to be at our best on Saturday if we're going to get the win against Stirling.
So Rachel, congratulations on reaching the Premiership final. This is going to be the hopefully third title that you guys might lift on Saturday. How are you feeling going into this game?
Yeah, super excited. It's always a brilliant opportunity to be able to play in a home final. We're super excited that it's going to be played at Myreside in front of all of our fans. And yeah, Stirling have been a difficult side throughout the whole season, so it should be an absolute cracking game.
Watsonians has just established the Wildcats, which is the junior section. So does that give you guys a little bit of that extra motivation to inspire them?
Yeah, massively so. It's something that we've been lacking over the past few years, is having a kind of pathway for the girls to come up and through. We've got loads of younger girls who are coming to join us at kind of 17, 18 years of age, and if we're able to create our own pathway where we can get them as they finish school and they can come in and they can kind of create, we've got an under 15s and under 18s, and then they come up into the kind of senior squad, that would be fantastic. So having the opportunity to showcase what we can do in front of them, I think a few of them are going to be ball girls, I think a few of them are going to be mascots and things, and so to have them there just adds to the whole kind of community that we're trying to create at Watson.
And what would it mean to lift that trophy on Saturday? Can you put it into words?
It would be incredible. It really would. Accepting captaincy this year for me was quite a big thing with kind of everything else going on in my life. So for me to be able to lead this fantastic team to a victory, an unbeaten season, and to lift that Premiership league title would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, what dreams are made of.
Now on to Stirling County. County have had an exceptional season as well. In fact, their only 2 losses this season has been at the hands of Watsonians. However, they will set those losses aside and are looking to prepare for this weekend. We caught up with the team at Bridgehaugh in preparation for the final.
On the whole, it's gone really well. This time last year, we had lost one game. This year, we've lost one game, so kind of going in similar to last year. In terms of a little bit more depth about that, we started the season with two of our major players missing. Rachel Shankland, experienced player, Scotland player, gone off to Australia and New Zealand. Megan Kennedy finally hung up the boots. So that was a huge void that we had to fill, and we pretty much filled it with young girls coming up through. So it probably took us half the season to get up and running. Thankfully, the last maybe half dozen games, we've started to get into some sort of form that's the coaching team are happy with. In terms of going into Saturday, two best teams in the league. We've played them once this year. They gave us a bit of a lesson. We're not our finest moment. We've been improving since then. It's just one of those games. Whoever turns up in the day, whoever misses the most tackles, whoever breaks the most tackles will probably win.
Obviously, Megan hung up her boots, but she's very much stayed in her coaching role as a forwards coach, and you've got Kenny Craig as your backs coach. What have they brought to the dynamic this season?
Consistency. The message they give week on week is really consistent. Rugby's not a difficult game. They work on the basic skills, work on team structure, but it's consistent. Week on week we try and build, or month on month we try and build on what we've already learned. And I think as the season's gone on, it's clear that their coaching is paying off. So yeah, they bring a huge amount to the squad.
You've kind of touched on some of the changes that you've had within the squad and talked about the younger players coming through. How positive has that been to see them stepping up to the plate and making their mark in the Premiership?
Absolutely huge. It is a big step up from 18s to the women's game, no matter what MD says. And it did take them a little while to sort of blend in and just find their feet. But no, really pleased with how they've finished the season. I think a lot of credit must also go to a couple of our older players, Jodie Hutton, Ailsa, Luke, who was captain last year, who stood down from captain, but has probably led from the front this year. She's sort of filled the void that Megan left. So it's been really positive. The older players have also upped their game as well.
I can't really put it into words, if I'm honest. I think being part of the older group of girls that have been here for 10 years plus, I think many people remember when we were always bottom of the league, and you just kind of resign yourself to that's never going to be for us. So last season was a dream. The day itself was incredible. A credit to the young girls as well, because couldn't have done it without them.
And obviously, you've touched on that. You've got some younger girls that have come through. Mark's already spoken about that, but a lot of them again have really stepped up to the plate. And for example, this season, Katie Ainsworth, she's scored 153 points as an individual. That's the most of any player in the league. So can you tell me a little bit about what players like her are bringing to the squad?
Yeah, I mean, Katie specifically has been a game changer for us. To play with an attacking 10 like that is a dream. I think this season, what we've improved on from last season is a maturity. We've closed out games that have been quite tight, and to be honest, a lot of that is to do with Katie and her composure for such a young player. I don't think you see that very often.
So obviously looking ahead to this weekend, what do you think you and your squad are going to have to bring to Myreside to come out with a retained championship title?
I think we need to bring composure. I think last time when we played them, as Mark mentioned, we lost our heads, and they did teach us a lesson. We know Watsons are going to be hard. They're unbeaten for a reason. So composure, we need to lift our intensity as well. But I think I agree with Mark, it's who turns up on the day.
So there we have it, that's everything you need to know ahead of the big final. And remember, if you haven't bought your tickets, you'll be able to watch all the action live on the Scottish Rugby website. See you there.